Flossing children's teeth. Why, when, and how? One of the main reasons that we like to floss kids' teeth, it is the same as it is for adults, and that is to prevent getting cavities between teeth. Most of us as dentists can agree that children should start to floss their teeth once they're starting to contact each other. So I start to floss my kids' teeth at age of 1. At that point, even though it only took a few seconds and it was between 2 teeth, so only 1 contact point, it is a great way to start a good habit, so later on when they're starting to have more teeth, you can just continue flossing for them. So first, let's go over the flossing technique, and then I'll do a quick demonstration on a young child and on a toddler. So number 1, let's go over the technique. You take a nice piece of floss, generous piece of floss, and you start to wrap it around either your index finger or your middle finger. I like to use my index finger. Another important thing is that you don't want it to be a lot of space between your fingers. You only need a small amount exposed. So here we have our dental floss. We're going to gently slide it between the teeth until it goes under the contact. Then you wrap the floss against the tooth in a C shape, go up and down, and including going under the gum line, gently, not forcefully. If there's any food debris, we take it away, go back again, C shape, up and down. And we do it for all the teeth. We're going all around, including the back of the last tooth. We have to also get under the gum here to clean behind the last tooth. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to actually show you how it's done on a person and not on a model. So this is being done on a 5-year-old child. We have our floss here, open, gently between the teeth, under the gum line, C shape, clean this one side, go back, behind the last tooth. And since we already know the technique, I can do a lot faster. Especially if you floss often, you find that it actually does not take very long time. So here it's not very tight, it's easier for me to floss quickly. If you see that your child is starting to get tired, it'd be nice to find some sort of distraction for them. If you see that your floss starting to shred, you can just move on to the next side. Thank you. So now we're going to do a very quick demonstration with the floss holder instead of just using our finger. Lift up their cheek so you can see, and go all the way to the back, open. Again, we go in on the C shape to one side, then the other side. Next one. So this is good, but you see what happens, you start to loosen up, and also you cannot move along the rest of the floss, so it actually takes longer. If you know how to floss with your fingers only, I think it's actually easier than using this. But this is definitely a good beginner's tool. And you got the idea. So same thing as we already shown. Here I'm showing you how I'm flossing on a younger child. It is more difficult because they usually tend to bite on your fingers. So here, as you might notice, I'm pushing down on his jaw with my left hand while I'm flossing at the same time. So it takes more effort because I need to entertain him and I need him to stay open. But in terms of his teeth, it's only the front teeth that I need to floss because those are the only ones that are contacting each other. So here I'm gently lifting up his lips and his cheeks in order to be able to floss without hurting him. He's not being very entertained right now because I'm not doing a good job at distracting him. So I usually have to find a better distraction to be able to do this. Here is with the floss holder, and I find that it is easier because it's less likely that he can bite on your fingers. So I recommend that as well. I think that's probably easier for this age group.